Here's Allie. Good morning, my dear.
We're in a
Hey
full
guys,
house.
how's everybody doing today?
Well, after Chris entertained us for 6.5 minutes and had us laughing our heads off on that promo with Indiana, Iowa, we're doing even better than we did
I
when we
almost
started.
I
fell out of my chair.
I
Miss Moran, how
cannot.
are you?
Doing awesome. Actually, my voice is still husky. This cold is hanging on forever, but at least it's deep and sexy, right? But oh my gosh! Actually, I've been yelling.
Need to
I
be told that.
I have been yelling at the TV for the last like almost a week now with the
Oh,
WNBA finals
Oh
and they're the
boy. Oh
semifinals.
boy.
Uh, uh, these matchups are blood matches.
Yeah, they are.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
they are.
yeah. I don't care which one you choose either. Minnesota
Mm.
Lynx, Phoenix Mercury,
mm,
um, Fever.
And Las
yeah.
Uh,
Vegas Aces.
Yes, exactly. But all these matches are going to go 5 games. That's what I'm
I
going to
believe
tell
it.
you right now. It's
Mhm.
there. A lot of people said, aces in 4, links in 4. I'm going. Whoever wins goes in 5 because nobody is wanting to go home. Everybody is at peak performance right now.
I
I'll
have to
give
ask
you
a
a little.
question.
Sam Smith said a line in a documentary that I watched when they were chronicling the Bulls and the Cleveland Cavaliers in 1989. Michael Jordan went over to the table, looked at, and this is how Sam Smith put it, quote, he looked at the guy who said the Cavs will win in 3 and said, we took care of you. He looked at the guy and said the Cavs will win in 4 and said, we took care of you. And he looked right at me and says, and today we take care of you.
I have to ask this question. I have to ask this
Yeah,
question.
sure.
How much must the experts, and I use the experts in quotations, must they be pulling their hair out that the fever is still hanging on?
They are really, I will say, they are really in that kind of a shape. The thing is that Indiana Fever just is that little engine that could and did all
Yeah,
season.
and they keep doing it because
Yeah,
Sunday they walked into Vegas and wiped them out.
yep,
Now, they got
Beck,
wiped out in game 2 because Asia Wilson finally came to play and
yeah.
found a way against the Leah Boston. But the Indiana Fever did what I said they would do. They snatched one on the road in Vegas, and now the next 2, Friday and Sunday, which means, like Allie, my voice is going to take a beating, are in Indianapolis.
Yep. And here's what Becky Hammond had to say after game 1. She said that they could not find an answer that game for Kelsey Mitchell. They and it was largely because the that guard matchup was really intense, and there was just no reason for them to be on the same court as the Fever at that point. But the thing was that you also have to remember that second game, in which they had a dominant 90-68 blowout.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes the Aces entering game 3, which is a crucial game, as we all know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the one who wins game 3 is the one that 98% of the time goes to be a winner.
Mm-hmm. They
They
got
will
to
win. Yep. Las
And
Vegas Aces are the favorites going into that. But those
I,
are only statistics.
I ain't betting on
Okay.
I'm betting on it because the last 2 times that the Aces went to Indianapolis, they got hung double. They had double-digit losses hung on them,
Yeah.
especially when they wiped them out by. And I can't believe I'm going to repeat this. And I called that doggone game 27 points. They held the Aces to 54 points.
Right. Right.
Who's to,
And
who's to say the Fever won't get the hat trick? Come
now, yeah, well, it's absolutely possible. Here's another thing that Becky Hammond said. She has been complaining for a little while, but most recently after Game 2, is the physicality is out
Mhm,
of control.
mhm.
There, and her exact quote was, "You can bump and grab a wide receiver in the NFL for those first 5 yards, but you can do it in the W for the whole half court. You
Yep.
can put two hands on somebody, and that should be an automatic foul."
It should.
And yep, and she's probably going to be fined for that comment
Oh
as
yeah.
well.
Oh yeah, she is.
Yeah,
She is.
yeah. Caitlin Clark had a similar complaint earlier, and she was fined $200 for it. So,
Caitlin Clark should be the loudest one complaining as much as she's been beat up the first 2
yeah,
years she's been in the league. She should have the loudest complaints, and yet they're gonna zap her $200. Why? You see this unfolding.
yeah. It's well, I think what the WNBA is the NFL. Okay, just simply, this is the way the game is going right now. I think for so long, it's an answer. The physicality is the answer to the fact that women aren't, they're soft, they're dainty, they're not.
They're not.
Can bet your ass they're gonna go out all physical. They're going to do this.
Mhm.
And I think you can find no better example of this than the matchup between Asia Wilson and Aaliyah Boston.
Right.
Yes.
Oh my God! I mean, I wish I'd been there to count the bruises. Okay,
Whoa.
after the game, it's incredible. Now in Game 1, Aaliyah Boston held Asian Wilson to 16 points on just 6 of 22 shooting. Now that was the key in the game. And but the second game was so very different. And remember that Asia Wilson just got her 4th MVP of the year, so she is not going to live that down. But so what Boston did in Game 2 was to try to be annoying just a little bit.
Mhm.
That's a quote. She annoyed the hell out of Aaliyah Boston. So
She did.
it was crazy. Now, the key to the Fever winning in Game 3 is going to be their defense.
Mhm.
That's if they do not have the defense at gold standard, Las Vegas is going to win this game and turn the tide in the favor of the Aces. But I'm thinking that if Indiana can get some stops, get out in transition, that'll make the difference.
That's been their biggest thing in these playoffs. Look at Game 3 in Atlanta. The way they turned that fourth quarter around, they made their stops and they got out in transition. In fact, it was a transition basket from Aaliyah Boston that won the series.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that Allie said that about the WBA and NFL, because I've always said that Kathy Engelbert reminds me of a female version of Roger Goodell in every way possible.
I like that. I like that a lot, and I'll wholeheartedly agree with it.
I agree with that. I agree with that also. I mean, Tuesday I'm on camp. I was on campus on Tuesday, and the inspiration hit me to go completely off on Kathy Engelbert, which she deserves. Part 1 and part 2. We've all seen the jealousy, the development of the jealousy within, and just I hate using this word, but it applies here. Just the straight up hatred to one Caitlin Clark. We've seen it.
Yep. There is, and I mean, look at best player in the league, but guess what? She's on the bench now
Mhm.
because of those injuries.
You're right.
Didn't happen off court; it happened on
It
court.
happened on the court, and everybody saw it happen on the court.
Exactly. I wonder what Engelbert is going to do about this for the future. I
Mhm.
mean, considering the 17 players that have had to come in for the Indiana Fever this year, the
Yeah.
physicality and the ability to take to take a game. I mean, when you consider what kind of chemistry you have to develop,
Mhm.
and all that kind of stuff, I don't know which way they're going to go on this, because in some ways the physicality makes the game so exciting, and but is the cost too high now? Is it too much to make it a game that's no longer worth watching because of the carnage?
Mhm. Here's another thing that that you wanted to talk about. We talked. Well, we didn't get to the other semifinals. Phoenix and Minnesota.
Yeah.
Phoenix snatched one in Minnesota in
Mhm.
overtime, and now they go back to the Valley, one
Mhm.
game apiece.
Yeah, and it's going to be the most again physical. Again, I think that the Mercury is some kind of surprise
Mhm.
for Minnesota. Right now, as it stands, Minnesota still has an almost 90% chance of advancing to the WNBA finals.
Mhm.
However, the Mercury registered this epic 89-83 victory in overtime.
Overtime.
They erased a 20-point deficit and recorded one of the biggest comeback wins in WNBA playoff history. So
Yep.
if you
Halfway
think,
through the third quarter, Phoenix only had 39 points.
yeah,
Let me say that
exactly.
again. Halfway through the third quarter, Phoenix had 39 points, and they wind up with 89 to win the game. So a light turned on, and it was the same thing, Allie, that we talk about all the time: defensive stops and turn them into baskets. They've got
That's
a lot of defensive stops, especially in the fourth quarter, especially with the game tying 3-point shot in the fourth quarter.
yeah. They, for some reason, it seemed like the Lynx just sort of ran out of gas
Mhm.
against a stepped up defense from Phoenix, and I was scratching my head. I'm going, "Are you?" I
Yeah.
can't use the word on the air.
We
Uh, I want
I was saying this.
you.
I was saying this in its entirety. I was saying the exact same question. Taking a look at that while I was warming up for the Fever and the Aces.
Yeah.
Deep says he has a question for you. Take it away,
What's that?
Deep. What you got?
So my question for Allie is, in New York, what are we doing?
You're speaking of the firing of Sandy Brondello, last year's winner
Oh my God.
of the championship. Yes.
Let me get Deets to do it again.
What are you doing?
Deets, do me a favor, Deets. Do it again.
What are we doing?
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Yeah. Why fire the winningest coach in the Liberties
History.
franchise history? Why? Okay, here's the reason why they fired her.
Okay.
All the injuries over the course of the season revealed shortcomings within the organization that the higher ups felt that Sandy Brondello was not addressing. First, lapses in defensive effort. Okay, there's that. The lack of offensive flow when Sabrina Ionescu wasn't on the field. Okay. And also the 3-point output. And also, there were a lot of struggles to help Jonquel Jones be more consistent. She only scored 17 points in 3 postseason games, and including only 3 in game 3. And now even Sandy Brondello herself said that despite the, and I quote here, the merry-go-round of New York lineups, the players didn't compete hard enough at times. And so what they, that's the reason why Sandy Brondello is out in New York. Now, there's been some suggestions as to the coaches who might, and I say might with a very big M. I say that there have been some questions as to who might replace her in New York. Now, here are a few options that have been suggested. Sonia Rahman, who's right now a Liberty assistant, 17 years of experience, including an NBA stint with the Grizzlies. She's familiar with the whole team. She is, and they have a good core veteran group who will be coming back. Okay, that's one. Here's another one that suggested that really intrigued me, and that's James Wade. You remember him?
I remember James Wade,
Chicago Sky head coach from 2019 to 2023.
Yep, looking to a championship.
And his proven pedigree in the playoffs could elevate the New York's win now mentality. Yep. Another one, Dawn Staley. South Carolina. If somebody can take pliers and pull Dawn Staley out of a very cushy job where
it would be the New York Liberty, and she would be one of, if not the perfect match for that team and for that situation.
Allie, can I give you a dark horse candidate?
Sure.
Go for it.
Now, I don't know her name because I don't follow UConn basketball enough.
But
Gino Auriemma's right-hand woman who has turned down every single college job,
Christy,
because she doesn't want to leave Gino, but a WNBA and a professional chance. I know she doesn't want to leave because she doesn't want to go up against Gino and she doesn't want to do all that. If you're going to the WNBA, you're not going against Gino. You're working with Gino. That, to me, any WNBA team looking to hire a coach, that would be my first call.
She would be a great choice. And but the thing is, she has pledged her loyalty and her soul to Gino. I think it's a wonderful idea. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that with 40 plus years of coaching under Gino, I think she's there for life. Plus, you would also have to consider the fact that the WNBA plays a different style of game. It's closest to UConn in terms of the physicality and the quickness and things like that. She's also coming off of her umpteenth championship with the team. I don't think that she has any desire to go anywhere else. I'm
trying to find a name.
Yeah.
And if it's the associate head coach that Chris is referring to?
Yeah.
The name you're looking for is Chris Daly.
Chris Daly.
Yeah,
Christy Daly.
Chris Daly is exactly who I'm thinking of.
Everybody knows her as Christy. So I say that she is going. Let's say this, it's entirely possible. Anything can happen. That's where my status would lie. It's an interesting choice, Christy Daly, but I'm thinking that with 40 plus years of coaching under her belt, under Gino Auriemma, I don't know that she'd want to go anywhere and uproot her family who's been there for so long.
That's why New York. That's why New York makes the perfect sense. You don't have to uproot your family. Guess what? You could take the train from Connecticut. You could take a train from Connecticut to New York. It ain't that hard. Most people that do this kind of work, they live in Connecticut and travel to New York to do their job. So that's what I'm saying. It's almost like a perfect storm of you don't have to be in the college game. You don't have to do any of that. You go right into a new part of your career. And I mean, for her, the thing is, she's been there and she's been the backbone of UConn forever.
Yeah.
And this would be a chance to cement her as she's not just Gino's right-hand woman. She's actually somebody who can do, who could have done this a long time ago. And the fact that she stayed there is, a testament to Gino and how good he is.
Yep.
But this would give her that. This would give her that push and that leg up.
Yeah.
And not to mention the Liberty star player, Breanna Stewart.
Yep, that's true. The UConn. Nope, absolutely right. It would be like she would be reuniting with Breanna, but then I think she could go to virtually every other team in the WNBA and be reunited with somebody she's coached. So there's so I wouldn't be surprised.
If you're the Liberty and you want to make that string call, you bring Breanna in and be like, hey, Breanna, jump on this phone call with us for a minute.
It could be. But look at all the chances she's had in the in the past 40 years to do this. I mean, at any point along the road, this is what she would have been doing if she had those kinds of aspirations. It would have been very easy to move. So while I totally agree with what you're saying, I'm just not seeing it as the career opportunity that she wants. And I haven't seen anything from Chris saying that, if the right opportunity comes along, I'd take it. However, and I can't even imagine that she hasn't had those opportunities since the WNBA came along almost 30 years ago. I cannot even imagine that she wouldn't have had that opportunity before. But I've just never seen anything that would have indicated that she would want to move in that way. But
and therein, you say the key thing, Allie: want to move. Want to commute, want to relocate. Damien says, hate to say
want to adjust.
Want to adjust, exactly, especially with all of the stability that you've had under Gino Auriemma, not to mention the championships. Good grief, the championships.
Yeah. I mean, why would you leave a place where you are so indentured, where you are so within your comfort zone, and you can build players to go on and do great things in the WNBA. You've got a ticket for life to any WNBA game you want to go to. You can certainly call your players and say, "Hey, I saw you do this or that," and I just don't see it as a viable option. But hey, anything can happen in the W. So as far as I'm concerned, I had one more name as well. How about Miss Spoon? Teresa
Weatherspoon.
Weatherspoon. I mean, she's a living legend in New York.
She is.
She is a Hall of Famer. She has player relations expertise, and she has been not only that, but she did an excellent job with the Unrivaled League last season. And to my mind, she would be like, hometown royalty. This would be a perfect fit and a great big up yours to the Chicago Sky.
Wouldn't it? Oof. Let me talk about this comment here.
With that, Allie, the only problem with that is that she is a Liberty icon.
Yes.
And it once you put her in there, you can't get rid of her.
No.
If it goes south really quick, you got to just ride. You have to ride it out.
Yeah.
You can't that's true. You can't get rid of her.
Well, I thought that, hell, when she coached the Sky, they had a hell of a lot better record than under Tyler Marsh. They won three.
And they foolishly, and I'll repeat it, they foolishly let her go. Let me address this comment by Damian Hernandez. He says, hate to say this, but I could see Mark Jackson getting a WNBA job since the NBA is scared to bring him back. Give me this camera for a minute. Let me take care of this right now. First of all, Mark Jackson screwed himself out of Golden State and the NBA, and plus he's enjoying his time as a broadcaster. So the NBA is not scared to bring him back. Secondly, Mark Jackson to the WNBA, I refer you to the case of one Isaiah Thomas.
That's fair.
That's not fair though, because Mark Jackson actually had a decent coaching career. He had a decent career going. Isaiah Thomas never had a decent coaching career.
But at the same time, my point remains that Mark screwed himself out of other jobs.
Here's my thought.
Yes, he did. But you know who would love that pick? Snowman's good friend, Kathy Engelberg, would love to have Mark Jackson on a sideline.
That would make me go.
How much publicity would that be? How much would that lift up the WNBA to have a former NBA coach, former NBA player come in and coach in New York in the highest market? And like you said, like you were saying before, Allie, Mark Jackson is still looked at in New York as a Knick,
as royalty. Yep,
true.
As New York Knick royalty.
Yeah,
but you know what? To be playful, if that ever happens, and not saying it will, can somebody scream the word conspiracy for me and put like 7 minutes in front of me for
conspiracy? I've always said that.
Dog will be on that. Dog will have Macho Man. It's a damn conspiracy.
Good one.
Speaking of conspiracy, let me have fun with Allie here while we get ready to wrap things up. And this one's for Victor also. I think, and I can't even say this joke without smiling 2.5 feet. I think it's a conspiracy. They tried to get Caleb Williams 300 yards on Sunday.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
And I'm kidding. Listen, first of all, I'm totally kidding as I say that. Okay, totally kidding as I say that. Second of all, I did it to pick on Allie because what she said last week about Caleb Williams still has me laughing.
Oh Lord! I gotta watch it again.
When she said, and I quote, "Is he really the next next franchise quarterback? I don't think so."
I have to ask this question though, because I started looking at like Tyler Marsh, and he always gives us that face that Dick Gerard makes whenever the Bears lose. But as far as like the Sky goes, is the rumor real that this is going to be Angel and the Sky? Are they actually splitting off?
It's very possible.
Yeah.
Very, very possible.
Who wins that?
Let's say this. The Sky sent out a press release this week saying that they had scrapped exit interviews for Angel Reese, Courtney Vandersloot, and Ariel Atkins, and there was absolutely no way that they were going to allow any of them to talk, because everybody knew where the questions were going to be. Now, the thing is that right now it appears that Angel Reese is increasingly unstable in that position to go. She has let's see, dissed the franchise in public. There's that. She has explained why there's no continuity on this team. She is not happy with any coaching that's been going on, and so the thought is that she is probably going to be out of there. That's my guess. She's had disciplinary action. She's focusing right now more on her shoe brand than anything else. But the fact is that both sides are keeping their cards very close to the chest.
So is this a one and done thing for Angel? Is she like, I'm just done with basketball and just going to go straight into fashion, or what?
Oh no, she's not done with basketball.
She's not done with basketball. She's got points to prove with basketball, especially after the unrivaled season, which needs to be put back in the oven, and B, this particular season, which began on game 1, and Allie and I talked about it. Tyler Marsh forced Angel to run the show from the point, and after 4 possessions and her missing a 3 from her missing her first 3-point attempt this season, that went left very quickly.
What did I say? What did I say on that first game between the Fever and the Sky? How lost Angel looked every time she's bringing the ball to the floor. She looks so lost, like she doesn't know where she's supposed to go with it. That's not her bag.
It's not
her bag.
It is not.
She is supposed to be in the post. She's supposed to be in the post, a la Dennis Rodman, Bill Laimbeer, Horace Grant, and the others. I want
to say this, and I want to get Allie's opinion on this. I think the Chicago Sky has done a tremendous disservice to Angel Reese. One, not giving her a team that she can gel with, but also trying to change her style of play that you knew what her style of play was when LSU.
You drafted her.
Yep, agreed. It was the difference between, say, Joe Montana coming into the 49ers.
Yes.
And, the Bill Walsh, God rest his soul, actually built the team around Joe Montana's strengths. And the thing was that did not that when you ask a star player to go out of their comfort zone and shine right away, I think that was overestimating what Angel Reese could do to the franchise or for the franchise. And I think that if you have a situation, if she can find a situation, say, either through a new situation completely, or God damn it, changing the coach of the Chicago Sky. That would be the only way that Angel Reese could stay in Chicago, because she's been mishandled for 2 seasons now.
Yes.
And, Jeff Paglioccia said that Tyler Marsh is our guy, and that Angel Reese was with the franchise for now. I say that, I would much rather lose Tyler Marsh than I would Angel Reese. And or Camila Cardoso, for that matter, because
they look so lost.
They both
look so lost. Imagine Camilla and Angel Reese under James Wade.
Yes. Now that would be a good matchup.
That would be a tag team for the ages. And
yeah.
I've got a question for Allie.
What's that?
Go for it.
Based on your guys' last discussion, can you give me an over under? How many candles does Snowman have under his shrine for the Fever to make the championship and Angel Reese to be on the waiver market from the Chicago Sky?
89.
I'll answer that question for you, Deets. The number changes by the moment and by the day and by the game when I call them. Because I can tell you, I'll point back to one game, and it was in Connecticut. We were down by 21, and at halftime, I ripped the Fever to shreds. And what do you think happened? Just like your promo, they came out in the second half and rallied and won the game. So that over, you can't put an over under on that because I can make a graphic.
How great would that be? How great would that be for content? The Fever in the championship and Angel Reese is on her way out.
Oh,
you know what? How many? Oh, here's an over under. We'll wrap it up with this. How many over unders do you? How many over unders on the segment Snowman's Take do y'all think I will put out there should both of those things happen?
89.
Would you like us to keep count?
No, because I can't keep count with all the ideas in my head right now.
Over under on that would be 363 and a half.
I'll go with that. I'll go with 360.
I think we'd have a Snowman's Take every day.
I love it.
You guys know me entirely too well. That's Alison Moran, a.k.a. Mic Drop Moran, joining us as she does every Thursday. Dogs are getting a kick out of this. We're all getting a kick out of this. Allie, my dear, we love you. Thanks for coming on.
Love you guys, too. Oh, this was fabulous. Thanks, and have a great week. And go WNBA semifinals. Yeah.
Only 363 and a half.
I have a strange feeling headache that's going to be last Saturday.
At the very least, if the Fever make it to the WNBA finals, I'm batch recording like crazy. I'll leave it there.
Something just popped in my head.
Yes.
Hello?
Now what? The WNBA finals are 5 games, right?
7
games. Imagine this. Imagine this scenario. It comes down the Fever. It comes down to Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
The Fever need one shot. They're down by a basket.
Yes.
They got the ball at half court.
Mm-hmm.
And off the bench walks a hobbling Caitlin Clark.
And she
take the ball
and buries it.
Hangs on the winner. You know what?
A la Kurt Gibson in the 1988 World Series.
Oh my gosh! Don't tempt fate like that. We gotta get out of here. And you know what, Deets? You'd be one of the first people I'd be dragging on camera with before that because you put that idea in my head.
Absolutely awesome.
All I gotta say is, God help me tomorrow.
Yeah.
Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they're simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We hope you all are too. And the dog is going to get it tomorrow. Out.
Damn it.
Angel Reese has gotten more disrespected in the WNBA than Caitlin Clark. Damian, you are dumb. You are just as silly as any Bear fan I know thinking Caitlin Williams will throw for 4,000 yards this season. Out.
And why am I getting it tomorrow?